Boogie. So we've seen Empire play exclusively core Wraith King. You talked about kind of countering minus armor strats. Maybe a block pick here from 4 Anchors, seeing some of the minus armor they have. Support Wraith King. I'm trying to think of the last time I cast a game where I saw him supporting around.
The main thing I remember is when he was a totally different hero, but we used to see Wraith King Ursa. You would run 3 strong solos, and then Wraith King Ursa would run around like farming ancients. They'd try to go for an early Roshan.
I remember that.
Obviously, that's not going to be the case this game. It's kind of underwhelming. I mean, the hero's level 1 ultimate is very weak. It's just because it's got such a long cooldown. So, generally, that's why we don't see him as support, I think, is the way the ult scales means that you really need to be getting the level 2-3 ult at a reasonable clip, but let's see if 4 Anchors can make it work. The main thing, I guess, that he does bring to the table is the early Roshan potential. But there's other heroes that can do that in other ways besides the lifesteal aura. Without requiring to have a support Wraith King.
Wraith King helmet is a script. It has this one little piece right here that's just floating, and I don't know what it's attached to. That's bug me. Yeah, I don't know. The one situation where support Wraith King, I think, can be really good is if it's a slower paced game against like a team that goes for a greedier draft, maybe a jungler or something, and you can get a Midas around that AA timing, that 15 to 20 minute window, and if the game goes on long enough, you can start to scale upwards to a pretty prominent position 4, go for like an aura based build, help out the team, Assault Karas, Blink Dagger, Vlad's, that kind of stuff. But outside of that, as just a standalone support, the only other thing he really brings to the table is his stun is incredible on the laning stage. 2-second stun, and then a 2-second slow afterwards is pretty helpful for securing
kills. The ideal stun if you have an Ancient Apparition is your other support, because you have the stun, you have the slow. Between the two of them, you're almost guaranteed to get a Cold Feet proc, which can be very powerful, but it's a single target stun. His mana pool's pretty shit. It's a very expensive mana cost, 140 at all levels.
Support Wraith King is one of few heroes that can make great use of a mango,
but
I think.
Start boots, it does start boots first here. The Dazzle isn't a great roamer, though, so we'll see. I think if they run the dual lanes, he should do okay for experience, and it seems like that's what they want to do. So we'll leave Matumba Man. Let's see, is he going top? Yeah, Matumba Man's going top. Okay, it's going to be Nymphy mid, who starts with the complete wand versus Zeus. I'm a little surprised at the completed wands, though. I feel like you still get a lot out of just the stick, and it's better to rush the bottle, but I haven't played the matchup that much since the wand changes. So.
In general, it's just if you're up against a spammer, usually the stick is what I've seen way more than the full wand. Maybe this is the future, LD. We're bearing witness to a change in the trends. It
does also collect more charges than it used to. It used to be 15, now it's 17, so on top of the additional stats it gives you, I guess it brings a little bit more to the table.
Each heal is worth 50% more, 10 or 15 rather than 10. So there is some merit to that as well. But looks like for Empire it'll be a pretty straightforward laning stage.
It delays your bottle a lot, though. That's the big thing.
So PL will go bottom. Always Want to Fly will be on the Bane, headed bottom as well. Resolution will take the Zeus mid, and seems dual lanes will be the choice for Empire also. Naga Tusk, the off lane, at least to get things started. This is the off lane we saw last game when they were on Dire's side that was surprisingly potent. They did a lot of damage and had a lot of XP.
And it gets the same per charge.
Huh? Oh, they both do 15? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was assuming you were saying they changed it.
No, I thought that was part of the change. Am I just a dummy?
No, it has extra. It can hold more.
It holds
charges.
Extra. Yeah, I guess I was just confused the numbers.
So it's 17 instead of 15 now.
Yep, never mind. I'm getting my changes confused.
Yeah, that would actually, I mean, that would make it a little stronger, but
I don't know what I'm confusing that with, though. Wow. Okay, so
coffee.
Coffee, yeah, it's Humba Man. So right now he'll have Dazzle with him. This is a double melee lane, but the thing about Tusk Naga is that they're just so damn beefy. Look at the man up on Matumba Man here.
You can't leave Ember alone.
Yeah.
In almost any lane. And he doesn't really win mid 1v1. He can't lane against most heroes 1v1. It's just a hero that needs help early.
Yeah, Naga, very high armor in these early levels, so she's happy to just run up on somebody with that movement speed and kind of trade blows wherever possible.
Good start here mid. Shadow Fiend Zeus. Generally this matchup very farm oriented, and normally Shadow Fiend will get the upper hand. Early on Zeus can CS pretty well, but once Shadow Fiend gets souls, Zeus he can't compete in last hitting. He's got to rely on the Chain Lightning and Especially with this early stick, or this early top lane.
Yep, going on to Matumba Man, but Dazzle's there with the heal. It does a lot of return damage. They'll snowball in. They still get the first blood. It's No Fear that gets the bonus gold. His salve gets knocked off by Bollocks. He commits pretty deep for it, but he's still only level 1. He turns it around with the heal bomb around the creeps. They make it a 1-for-1.
There as well. Always one left, tanking the tower. They burn down the big bird.
All right.
It'll end up being a 2-for-1 around the map, favoring Team Empire.
All right, so Silent gets a kill nice and early. That's pretty big there. Yeah, Dazzle showing his power against melee heroes. When you're clumped up with the creeps like that, very close call, though. It was just coming off cooldown. Wow, a lot of action already, LD.
Yeah, Ember, not the strongest laner early. This is, I think, the main reason why we don't get to see the hero much anymore. And he does need his levels. He's in Struggle City here, top lane. He's also got terrible base armor. 1 base armor up against Naga's Riptide, and 2 just decent physical damage dealers early on. They're really bringing the pain. Top lane Resolution moving in, has a haster. As the level 1 lightning bolt, he's gonna run him down with chain lightning zaps, and he gets that kill with the bolt.
I mean, a smart read. I think most cases you don't roll dice to rotate like that, even with a haster, but they know, hey, Dazzle's out of mana. You can just run him down. He can't grab PP, nothing to do. Well worth it, as Nemphy gets a little more space to CS, but not too much.
Good news, though, Shadow Fiend's having an easy time mid. Zeus leaving the lane just makes it even easier. And now he's got the completed magic one with the bottle. This will be a very miserable lane from here on out for Resolution.
Yep.
Unless he gets a gank.
Yeah, the scariest thing is the disparity across safe laners. Silent, our last hit leader. Ember Spirit, about on point with the Wraith King. So this is a bit scary, and it seems like Wraith King and Phoenix are just splitting farm down here. They're going on to Always Want to Fly. Boogie starts off with a stun. There's the Brain Sap. The net change is huge, and it's an easy one for the Radiant side. Always Want to Fly should be okay. I don't think the Fiery Spirits will be able to finish him off. Silent a little bit low on mana. He goes back in to try and finish off Always Want to Fly.
What a bait.
Well played. Doppelganger interrupts the salve, but Dazzle's the one that TP's down.
They've TP'd one down, which means the jump goes in onto Matumba Man. As soon as his Dazzle leaves him, he gets feasted upon. They don't quite finish him off, but the struggle continues.
Yep.
Matumba just really having a tough time. Bane will suicide to neutrals, already spent his gold. And Empire, all 3 cores farming reasonably well, leading 4 to 1 actually, because that neutral deny doesn't count.
Yep.
Everything going their way.
Absolutely, and sort of similar to last game with how Resolution just kept having to run back to the well. Even though they're not killing the Ember Spirit right now, well, they were pushing him back and putting a lot of pressure on him. So musical lanes here for Empire, playing some ping pong, finding the better of it. Looking at the graph, they've got a 4-figure net worth lead already of about 1,200. Silent still getting a lot of space. Looks like he'll just go into Vlad's once more and probably do a pretty similar build to what we saw last game. The Vlad's into Diffusal.
Yeah, the Vlad's early just gives you that flexibility to go into the woods, and can be very nice if you've got the more level-hungry supports, which Empire certainly do. Naga as well as Bane both need you quite a bit. Experience department. So, game will settle down a bit now. It seems like the craziness is over, at least for now, and, well, if the lanes continue like they are, 4 anchors, probably just going to rely on the Shadow Fiend to turn things around more than anything else. They have a playmaker in the Ember, but a playmaker who's having a terrible start. Trixie caught bottom, maybe. Do they try to go on him? Oh, I don't know if you caught that. Resolution solo killed mid.
Yeah, it's like looks like the kills are going to break out in every lane at once. I was ping-ponging around. Well, that's good news for the anchors. They're one lane that's going really well here. Shadow Fiend going to be enough, though.
Dire's top tower is
done under Aloha Dance. Just get caught out. Top lane, Matumba Man has the chains available. There's your Ice Shark, but not really the best. And, well, do they turn this? Snowball running forward. They're going to drag him back. Zeus has arrived, however. Matumba Man finally throws out the Searing Chains. Very late on that one. Could have maybe gotten Aloha Dance if he'd used them earlier. And now he's going to have to raid. Alex will get nuked down.
No grave. He's dead. Easy 2-0. They turn it around. Great reaction from Empire. And again, the power of the snowball completely resetting that, keeping Aloha Dance alive. Now Trixie down bottom, getting dove by Silent and Always Want to Fly, but that will force a TP from the Wraith King. Boogie gets out a Wraith Fire Blast, and also the Phoenix will take a dive in.
Another not wasted TP, but TP that doesn't get a kill.
Matumba's dead again.
Jesus. Well,
snowball.
Under-leveled Ember against the Zeus is going to be trouble. Resolution about to hit level 7 here.
Trixie, they're diving his tower again. Now Boogie getting taken low from the Brain Sap. Silent says, forget about Trixie. I want you, Boogie.
Now top lane, Resolution also being pursued. He's trying to juke Nemphy here in the trees. Needs the double raise to get the kill. Won't. completely juked.
Dyer's
Resolution
top tower
pinging.
Alex, no grave, it's still on cooldown. The stick charges is barely enough to keep him alive, but Trixie gets scouted out. It's him and Silent in the jungle, and Silent is showing him who's boss. Icarus dive away, nice jukes there. Matumba Man will find the recovery kill, ends the spree, and finally gets something going his way. He really needed that, but still rather behind.
Those jukes on the top lane by the Zeus, so well played by Resolution. And Zeus just has the worst move speed as well, but using the night vision to his advantage, Nemphy didn't have much going his way. Had to guess, and he guessed the secret shot, but Zeus did the ring around the rosy, just ran back down the lane. Lives to tell the tale.
So amidst all of this chaos, it is Empire that is coming out ahead. They've now got about a 2,000 net worth lead. It's still Silent looking pretty good. Shadow Fiend's #1 on net worth, but he is the only one farming that well. Matumba Man initiated on instantly as Silent comes down. Icarus dive into the jungle. That will not be enough to save Trixie. Bane still finds the kill. Silent, triple remnant, just barely lives, but he's burning. Oh, what a great sleep from Always Want to Fly. Matumba Man in an awkward position. Lance, can they actually kill him here, though?
He's got another Lance available. He's just got to be careful not to get caught by Matumba, who has stick charges. Won't chance it mid lane. Resolution being dove, run over by Boogie, and Nemphy action breaking out all around the map. Crazy.
Nemphy thinking about a Requiem if Aloha Dance was going to come to the high ground.
They're going to go back in on him, but the pings are coming out. They actually saw these heroes still in the neighborhood. Aloha Dance, no song though. Has to be careful.
Only a level 4 Naga. This is so scary. He's about to be sandwiched. Boogie gets off the stun. Icarus dive and clear out the trees. That is one dead Naga.
God damn. Just action, action, action everywhere.
15 kills in 8 minutes.
Dyer's top
Rather
tower is
high
under
octane.
attack.
I like
Radiant's
it.
middle tower
Okay.
is under
So
attack.
Tusk hits level 6. Take a look at the overall level chart here, and we're right on the cusp of these ultimates coming out onto the field. No fear, we'll just TP out in the face of Nemphy. So Nemphy did bottle up that haste rune. So
As soon as you see that get bottled, you gotta just TP out. You're not living if you run away.
So Fiend's Grip on the horizon here, Bane very close, and that Supernova should be pretty damn close as well. Now Nemphy with the haste rune comes down bottom, but Nightmare puts him to sleep.
The level 6 if they want to fight this. Don't think he has the mana anyway, so he's just gonna back off.
Now Arcane Boots on cooldown for a little while here.
Musical lane suddenly. Phoenix is mid, bottom is Nemphy, and now Nemphy's swinging back towards mid. Only hero that's not moving around for 4 anchors is Matumba Man, who is just trying to play catch up.
Yeah, he really is. Brown boots, poor man's shield. He is not in fighting shape right now.
Snowball on mid.
Right in onto Trixie, Walrus Punch. They'll get the kill with the Zeus ult. Nice setup there. Does cost Tusk his life. Nemphy will get credit for that kill as they turn around on him. But, alright, offlaner for offlaner.
Nice play, though. They definitely needed the Zeus ult. Phoenix had the Supernova, and if he didn't immediately Thunder God's Wrath, they might have gotten the kill. But here comes the smoke back. They fake like they're retreating. Now 4 anchors rushing in right past the Radiant Ward. They won't be scouted. Resolution in trouble.
Dyer's structures
Oh
are
my,
fortified.
and they're utilizing this Wraith King so
Dyer's
well.
bottom
Oh
tower
my
is
gosh,
under
Resolution just barely makes it away. That daytime vision. Now ensnare onto Nemphy. They want to follow up here. Grave comes out already. There's the Supernova doing huge damage. Resolution goes down. Aloha Dance should as well. And Volix trying to finish off No Fear. They'll get Aloha Dance. No Fear actually does make it away. Still a 2-0.
He's going back in on Boogie. He wants to snowball this, maybe? Nah.
That would be bold.
But Always Want to Fly also waiting. They're trying to pincer him in, and Boogie runs the one way that'll keep him alive, which was bring around the Rosie. Uh-oh. Bane even scouted out. Now he's going to back
Dyer's
himself
bottom
away and
tower
head
is
back
under
the other
attack.
direction. He'll end up surviving on the retreat out.
Radiant's middle
That was
tower
just
has
such a
fallen.
good Supernova by Trixie. That wins them the fight.
Yep.
Now
Shadow
bottom, Nemphy getting ganked.
Fiend. He's in some trouble. He got the last hit on that tower. This would be a great time to try and finish him off. Doppelganger forward. The Brain Sap doing a lot of damage, and they will end that streak. It's the PL that gets the bonus gold. Great news for Empire, as he now has a completed Vlad's when he gets to the shop. But oh, in comes the Phoenix. Trixie. Whoa. Yeah.
That hurts.
Jeez. Okay.
That was a rather bold play by Trixie.
Swoop in and zap down.
I think the biggest issue for 4 anchors is that Matumba Man has just not been able to get involved at all this game. He's just been sitting top farming,
Dyer's
0 and
bottom
2.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's got 2 assists, and I wouldn't really say it's his fault. It's just matchup-wise a difficult game, but Ember is their big hero to run around the map and make plays right now, even more so than the Phoenix, maybe the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend needs to farm his first item, which apparently will be a Shadow Blade. He's rushing towards it. Shadow Blade, very risky this game. You're up against Zeus. He's got 2 ways to reveal you. On top of that, you're up against a pretty good team that's likely to be prepared. You reveal this, you maybe get the one kill with it the first time, but after that, expect Empire to be planting sentries all around the map. And if it ever comes to a real fight, Shadowblade is not going to help you 9 times out of 10.
It seems like an odd pickup here, especially since last game, Nymphy played Shadow Fiend.
It's just a pub build, generally.
Yeah, he rushed BKB last game. That seems to be like the safe, we can fight nice and early. You know, even going for a mech is pretty good here.
Empire just smoked, but it was under a Radiant Ward, a Dire Ward, I believe, as the pings come out. They won't find anything.
They've got a Fiend's Grip up in about 15.
There's your Shadowblade. Oh, Nymphy could reveal this. Do they have detection on the Radiant side? They do, but they haven't popped it just yet. Quick Sentry. Man, they were fast on that one. Now the Snowball. Nymphy rolls back. He gets Graved. He should at least get off a Requiem. Honda always want to fly big damage. Sun needs the double raise. He gets him too. Well played. Resolution also picked off by Matumba Man as he retreats out. And meanwhile, look who's ratting bottom. It's Mr. Silent.
All right, PL putting a little bit of pressure on this tier 2 tower. 2-0. They finish off Resolution again. So a great Supernova from Trixie. It's been one of the key ultimates that's allowed 4ASC to take these fights. It's just so good against Zeus that just the AoE burn hurts him so much.
Well, that was the Shadowblade reveal. I would say about as good as you can expect, getting 2 kills and Shadow Fiend not dying. Very nice grave by the Dazzle there.
Yeah.
But now Empire are going to be more prepared, and 4 Anchors unlikely to be able to rely on that same play in the future. Still a useful item in
Fiend's
other
Grip.
ways.
Matumba Man, dead. This should be a kill, I think. Does he have a Remnant down?
He might be fine.
Does he have a Remnant? Wow, his team support. Okay, he actually didn't have a Remnant down, but now Trixie, maybe in some trouble. Snowball onto Valix, actually stuns Nymphy. Despite being in Shadowblade, he'll grave himself. They reveal the Shadowblade here. Sentry Ward comes down, Valix just TP's out. No one dead quite yet. Now Nymphy taking some damage on the retreat. Ice Shards will lock him in place. Do they have any damage to follow up? No, Matumba Man will help find a kill on Bane. Okay, very nice.
4 Anchor's turn to do a little split pushing. Top lane, Boogie getting his levels. He's now level 7. He'll stun Aloha Dance as he comes in, but Resolution bolting him down the long range net. And with that, Reincarnation likely to proc. He's got stick charges, pops him, and should be going down here. Gets up the stun though. Maybe he can kill Aloha Dance with a follow-up stun, but there is a song if necessary, and Boogie decides to run instead. He may fake back with a stun if Naga gets too close. Bolted, slowly being whittled down here by Resolution. While that's happening mid lane, more action breaking out. They finally get the raid team, but it's going to cost them as Silent gets wrecked. 2 for 1. Just such a time sink to try and kill this poor Wraith King.
Yeah, they also get the Tusk to boot, and that is some space creation right there. Zeus used his ulti during that fight as well, just not quite enough. So now looking at the graph, it's the 4 Anchors that have taken control of this game, about 1,500 net worth in their favor and 4,000 experience. Now the Shadow Fiend, now Shadowblade Mask of Madness against the Zeus. Nymphy is feeling bold today, gang.
It can be a really good build if they're not prepared. If they don't stick together, if they don't have sentries, you find almost anyone, you can just blow them up. But there's the defensive sleep, there's the snowball, the song to reset. All the outer towers are still up aside from the tier 1 mid, so your chances of making those plays are going to be limited to your side of the map mostly. It's not a bad build, it's just a risky build, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, if Zeus wasn't in the game, I'd say, okay, he's really far ahead. The Mask of Madness is a great farming tool, lets you move around the jungle very quickly.
He's just soloing Rosh right now, though. This was big if he can get it.
That's true. Yeah, but if Zeus hits him when he has Mask of Madness on, I mean, it's the damage is pretty
Empire
scary.
Smoking, but they're going into the woods. They're not expecting this.
Oh no!
I think they're going to be too late.
The Zeus ult is up in 10. They could try to ult to find it. I don't think Nymphy's getting this in the next 10 seconds.
If he gets unlucky, gets chain bashed, then they Zeus ult maybe, but he's stealing too much.
Zeus ult could also just be enough to deter him from staying in the pit.
They're going to find Boogie, but this is worth it.
Yeah. Great trade-off for 4ASC. Zeus will hold on to his ult here coming up. Oh no, he did use his ult. Okay, he saw it there. They see Nymphy, but of course no way to react.
Doesn't matter.
There you go.
Silent was kind of moving towards the pit, but that's not going to happen.
It looks like the Mask of Madness has paid off, at least so far. Now Silent maybe in some trouble. 4 heroes starting to come down and converge on him. Searing Chains will connect. Doppelganger backwards, but Shadowfield's right there ready and waiting. Icarus dive across. They get the pick on the Phantom Lancer. 1 for 1 around the map, and they'll get this tier 1 tower to boot.
That's
after
big.
The age.
Look at that experience graph. All of a sudden, just massive advantage for 4 Anchors. And everyone needs their levels. We talked about the Wraith King's level dependency. Everyone knows the Dazzle loves his max grave, heal, get the ultimate. Level 2. The Poison Touch, not so great at this later on in the game, I would say. But yeah, they're getting their levels. They're in good shape. They're pushing out the lanes. They're controlling the map. looking pretty good here for 4 anchors, and now a DD rune on Emphy. Oh boy, so many easy solo kills if he finds them with it.
Yeah. Naga Siren will pick up the gem. We saw Aloha Dance pick up several gems in the last game, 3, maybe even 4 by the end of it. Likes to grab it nice and early. As we mentioned, Naga is a pretty good gem carrier. And even with a Zeus,
Emphy is moving top. He wants no fear.
Alright, just moves into the fog and we'll TP home.
So I guess at this point, since you've already gone for Shadow Blade, you get your Silver Edge. It does disable both of PL's passives, the Phantom Rush, as well as Juxtapose. So mid-lane, Resolution,
They find him. They kill him.
You know, picking Resolution's hero, for whatever reason, just doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, it feels
5
like...
and 5. I mean, it's not the worst Zeus game in the world, but
it feels a little bit like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You pick it up early, you run risk of it getting countered, and if you pick it up late, you run risk of everything getting banned out that you would have rather. Ember Spirit is getting pretty close to his Battle Fury. Well, I say that. He's got a Claymore 800 gold, so given how far behind he was early on, he's getting close to that Battle Fury, but still has some farming to do. 4ASC are really getting a lot of momentum, though, and I think Empire may want to group up sooner rather than later and try and take some of these fights. Looks like they could have been waiting for the PL defusal, and he's just now completed it, so Silent is at least somewhat combat ready, though still very squishy.
Yeah, PL's still pretty weak. But we'll get there. You know, we saw this last game where 4 anchors had a beefy lead. It was much larger than this.
Yeah.
And then it fell apart. Now...
It was this time's like 8.
Now, maybe it's one of those... Yeah, it was later on where they got it. But, I mean, it's one of those, like, deceptively small leads, I guess, where, yeah, it's 25k gold lead, but you also have a bounty hunter who doesn't really do much in fights. They have supports that do a bit more in fights, but still, it's not that big of a lead and could quickly be turned around. Plus, the Shadow Fiend is a glass cannon. I mean, that's just the nature of the build. What Emphy wants to get next, I kind of feel like you go back into BKB here. If you want Silver Edge, get it later. Heal Illusions are still squishy enough that just heroes alone with new.
Both teams smoking in their jungles, not under wards. We'll see who catches who. Nemphy uses the Shadow Blade. He's going to reveal the smoke. They know he's here. They've got the gem. Good night, Aegis.
They have Grave, though, so they can't really fight into this again. Well, unless he runs away from his team, it doesn't get Grave. All right, gets it up. With the Requiem, here we go.
It hits Aloha Dance. They've already used the Zeus ult to scout things. Silent on the other side of the fight. How did he get trapped over here?
What a great purge. Instantly removing that steering chains and now retreats out.
Yeah, he might be okay. They could still possibly turn. Empire still have all 5 alive.
They're going to have to Supernova here, I think, unless they can... Oh, Trixie, no chance, sir. You're done.
That was a big old snowball coming that way. Ice Shards almost trap out Valix. He will TP home. Nope, the Ensnare and Nightmare come through, and Dazzle is going to get left behind. Walrus Punch to finish him off. Nice little skirmish there for Empire. They get a 2-for-0 in the end, and they finish off the Aegis. Shadow Fiend did live that second time, though.
Well, that is a lot of smokes Empire's blown through. They used 3. They've got 1 in a minute and a half. Then you're going to have none for an extremely long time. So they got to make this next smoke count. You know, that's just not a good situation for the Shadow Fiend to be going in first. You really want the Wraith King in there, the Ember, let Nemphy sneak in. He reveals the smokes, and so obviously as soon as it breaks, they know that he's there. They immediately throw down, I don't know if it was a lightning bolt or a dust, but whatever they threw down, they saw him right away.
There's a gem on the Naga. They just saw him walk in. Yeah, that.
Okay, even better. But even if they just had dust or sentries, they're going to immediately drop them. So.
Yep. Yeah,
he goes back into BKB now. There is Grip, there's Walrus Punch, and there's Net, but I still think you need BKB, especially with this Mask of Madness build. You gotta have it versus, like you said, the Zeus alone will shred you if you don't.
Yeah. So he gets it completed now, and Shadow Fiend still #1 on net worth by a pretty healthy margin here, about 2k up on the PL. Silent doing the exact same build he did last game, that value point in the Doppelganger, going for a few extra of the attributes, and now going back getting points into that elusive ability. So nothing surprising here. This seems to be the way he likes to play his PL. It's a little bit slow to get going, but it does ramp up pretty nicely once you get past that like 25-30 minute mark.
He's very independent as well. He's always at full HP. He's a little bit tankier, so he's less likely to die as often.
Yeah.
That's these 2 skirmishes, 1 bottom and 1 mid.
All right, well, Trixie's definitely dead. Fiend's Grip will lock him in place. Now on the other side, Resolution jumped on by Matumba Man. Searing Chains instantly brought down. 1-1 around the map, and it looks like this middle skirmish will just start to dissipate. Aloha Dance in a forward position, but it'd be just...
Another death for Resolution, man. 6 deaths on the Zeus. He's behind even the Ember, who had such a tough time top.
him and the Phoenix are the two there.
And he's going Bloodstone build, too, with the... Well, I assume... Maybe Ags. I assume Bloodstone. Ags on Zeus generally seems pretty underwhelming. Like, if you want that, it feels you're better off just getting a refresher.
Yeah.
Just for the bigger burst in one team fight, but...
Yeah.
Whatever he's building, it's going to take a while at this rate.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Cinderin at the TI5 Hub about which one is actually better if you use them their fullest potential, the Ags or the Refresher. I think it's pretty close, because the Refresher gives you a big chunky burst, as you're talking about, but it has a really long cooldown. Yeah. And if you have the Ags, you can use your ult multiple times during that interim period and put out a pretty similar amount of damage. So it can go either way, but Refresher definitely feels a little more rewarding, I guess, when you can take the entire team to half health to start a fight.
And the thing, oh, Valak's getting caught bottom. He graves, he TPs, no way to cancel it. Yeah. And now Trixie may get caught. The Zeus ult, can they grip him? Oh, it's cooling down. Oh, they missed the sleep. He gets popped. The one thing, I feel like, in general, the reason I like the Refresher build more is most pro matches, there's going to be a lot of defensive items, right? There's Force Staff, Glimmer, Capes, Turn, defensive abilities like Grave. The Refresher gives you that chance of just popping here before they can use their sticks, their bottles, all these other spells. Ags, less likely to give that to you. Where the Ags can excel, though, is if you have like a lineup that ganks really well. Say like you Storm, heroes that just want the pickoffs. But the Refresher feels much more built for team fights and larger scale engagements. The Ags more a single targety type of drafts.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to break it down. They both can be good, though. One is not clearly better than the other in a vacuum. Just so Boogie, he's got a Blink Dagger now on this Wraith King, and this is always a big pickup on this hero, whether he be support or core. Now they've got a long-range initiation, somewhat comparable to that Lion. Not a Hex, of course, but still that Blink initiation that can be hard to deal with. Also a Blink Dagger on the Tusk. So both teams finding some pretty decent item progression here. Trixie got an early hand of Midas and now has a Glimmer Cape, but hasn't picked up anything else since.
Yeah, he's caught up pretty well.
Yeah.
Definitely a better game than the last one. He's not up against that pesky silencer anymore. But he wants to make his move top, though. He's got a Blink. Resolution running for his life, as he so often seems to be.
His own Blink to... or putting his own Blink to good use there.
They had Fiend's group bottom. They were looking for an empty, but he also backs off just in the nick of time.
Ember Spirit just now completes the Battle Fury, shy of 24 minutes.
All right.
Not a good timing, but relative to that early game, he has recovered nicely. And now he can start to flash farm a little bit and really do the damage in these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, Ember probably one of the best heroes for clearing out illusions now. Yeah. Very squishy as well, though, and if he gets caught by the PL, he's going to melt. But
yeah, it goes both ways. You clear out the illusions with one volley, but PL can just doppelganger Manta and then make a whole bunch more, and then what is damage? Naga does get a completed mech, though, for the Radiant side. Looks like they'll leave it on the Courier. They don't want to reveal it quite yet.
Guardian Greaves coming next, I guess?
Yeah, I would imagine so. They're expensive, but they just give you so much more efficiency. This shorter cooldown and getting rid of that mana cost on the mech is pretty damn huge. That's a big chunk of Naga's mana.
4 anchors. 17-17 score. Not dominating Quitazar as they did last time, and even with the 25k gold lead, they could not close Empire out before. The PL is farming.
Empire's got to be happy with the tempo that this game is taking. It's definitely slowing down.
Oh, Andrew, look at this smoke. Straight up the river. 4 anchors going for the big backstab, but the Zeus reveals it, completely catches them off guard, and now the song there. Disengage, everybody.
Sound the retreat!
Disappointed.
And everyone TP's out. Now, that is just great game sense. That's Empire saying, all right, everyone's missing. We're pushing into the danger zone. What might they be doing?
But now Song's down, so that's a free Roche.
Yeah, that's true. They're either in Roche, they're about to gank, or they're all just turtled up in their base, and does catch them off guard. I think Empire can still contest this LD. If they book it from where they are now, they'll get there just in the nick of time, but it looks like they're not even going to go.
They don't have Zeus ult or Song.
Yeah,
big part of their team fight.
They'll take the tier 1 mid instead, or at least pressure it, it looks like. No glyph available, so it should be a pretty easy pickoff. Ember already rotating over to try to clear off this push. They will leave Nemphy back to solo Roche, but it's actually taken him kind of a while. They sort of need him for this team fight. There we go. Now he gets the Aegis. In the end, it works out for the Dire side. They get the best of both worlds. They defend the tower, and they get Roshan. Now always want to fly left behind. Boogie,
Dire's top tower
Glimmer
is under
caped,
attack.
trying to chase it down.
If he dies, oh well, we're going top, say Empire. You're on your own, always want to fly.
Yep. Okay, well, just to pick off on the Bane. 4ASC still in control here as they regain a little bit of that lost footing, and there's the Bloodstone for this,
Radiant's
not the
middle
axe
tower
that
is
we
under
were
attack.
baiting about earlier.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Tankers will push their way in here and take the tower freely. Now the question is, will there be a contest at the base? Song is not ready for 30 seconds. Guessing 4 anchors have written down the time. Not really long enough to break the base, maybe enough to chip. May just, looking at the creeps being dead, they'll probably back off after this step.
Yeah, I think so.
They're going to help Trixie here? Alright,
They'll also be trading. Tier 2 for Tier 2 is up top.
Radiant's middle
Aloha
tower
Dance.
has fallen.
Well, no fear. Take out that Tier 2. The tower count, only one advantage for ASC. It's this Tier 1 here in the mid lane. Fairly even on that front. Silent is farming very nicely. He's still keeping up with this Shadow Feed. Diffusal Manta, those are the two big items that really allow PL to be scary. Now he can hop in, pop the Manta, have a lot of illusion, and reliably spawn a lot more.
Ember's going to try to be the counter. Double Battle Fury is choice now. Works towards the second one, gets his Perseverance. Still a while to go before he gets it, but mid lane, Nymphy, while he runs around Invis, there's Trixie at his side. The push in begins. Aloha Dance Song prepared. Glyph no longer available, and Nymphy's going to reveal himself. Is the Aegis carrier. They net him. They glimmer him to counter it by Trixie, and that will discourage any further engagement.
Now, Bane is not here. He's down bottom trying to set a trap to see if somebody walks by. So Empire don't want to commit to any kind of a full engagement, even though the Wraith King is down bottom as well. They need that
He needs a
lockdown.
+1.
Yeah. Now, moving into the jungle, Nymphy may find somebody here. Aloha Dance scouts out with the illusions. Will throw a net and then sound the retreat. The rest of his team in a very defensive posture.
Still trying to make that go on bottom. Always want to fly. Was really searching for Boogie, but he's got ultimate available. Could be a big mistake to try to overcommit on him. Maybe you get him with the mana burn. Winking forward. Oh, too slow. Didn't have the vision at nighttime.
Yeah, they TP'd just in the nick of time, knowing that 4ASC were rotating through the jungle. Nice heads-up play there to get out safe and sound. 4 anchors have a lot of momentum, but they are having trouble really finding the big fights they want. Right now, Empire reminding me of the older Cloud9 a little bit, being very cautious about what kind of fights they take, just splitting up the map and not making this easy for the 4 anchors, even though they have a decent golden experience lead.
Empire are just really good at... This draft especially is really good at playing from behind. So much rat. Mid lane gonna get pushed in now by Silent. All the while they're split pushing top. Resolution still farming. Despite all the deaths, he's now got a blink, or a Bloodstone blink and 1800 gold. So he's managed to farm up close to 2k additional.
And now
they're just stalling.
Now only 2 minutes on the Aegis. This is exactly how to handle this. 4ASC.
You don't really want to go... I don't think 4 anchors
it.
want to go late.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Samba and Silent duke it out here. There's Mana Burn as well as the Purge. Jump forward from Silent. Big commitment. Perhaps a bit too big.
There's the Grave. Now Silent needs to be a little bit careful. He's on the run. He does have team support, though. They've got a Song of the Siren to reset this if they need to. Ultimate from Zeus brings them all down a little bit low. The Egg way too far off to the side. Wraith King goes charging in. He dies, but only sets up for Nymphy's ultimate. Resolution low, but will live. Song of the Siren puts everyone to sleep except the Shadow Fiend. Aloha Dance will just TP out. Says, bye-bye, Nymphy. See you later. And that's it.
It seems like that's the big reason why they want the Wraith King is to go with the Phoenix ulti. So ideally you get the Wraith King to pop as the egg's going off so that they can't escape the blast zone, but
yeah,
it just hasn't really worked out that way. I don't think we've actually seen the combo connect once. It's not the most reliable. Top.
It's a good thought. Yeah, Trixie will get picked off here. He does 4 staff Glimmer Cape, but I think they're going to find him here. Oh, yep, they know where he's going. They find those little nooks and crannies in the trees, and the bird will get finished off. But that's really hard to execute because you can't reliably control when the Wraith King is going to die.
You don't decide when they damage you.
Yeah.
They're in control of that.
So you have to coordinate the eggs basically as that killing blow is coming. It's just very difficult, and it seems Empire are kind of privy to what they're going for there. You can see the way they position themselves. And the Wraith King committing just a little too deep. So reincarnation for... nothing. That's pretty much all that was exchanged in that last fight.
Looks like Boogie may transition to more of a core role now. He's going to pick up a Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Wraith King definitely a hero who scales well in the late game, just because of the level 3 ulti, I think, more than anything. But he has yet to level up Mortal Strike at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
no
that's-
crit at level 11. I guess he'll go back into it now.
Yeah,
I'll be
certainly.
surprised if he doesn't get any points in it.
I think he'll definitely go back for it. It's one of those that the first point is pretty lackluster. So after you don't have that first point, the vampiric aura is a lot more powerful here in fights, and early on that extra stat point helps out. But this is the power of the position 4 Wraith King. If the game stalls out and goes on for another 30 minutes, I mean, Boogie will transition into an actual core. He's got his Quelling Blade, can farm pretty quickly, especially now with the Maelstrom.
Still, how much is a Wraith King going to do against a PL? Mana Burn just ruins the hero.
Well, if he gets a Mjolnir, that could actually help quite a bit. Maelstrom, Mjolnir, that buff, all those chain lightnings.
More, you're more there for the reincarnation, you know?
Yeah. It's
I
not
don't know
that
if
great
he's going to
against
get
the
it
PL.
off.
But
see.
if he gets big enough, there comes a point where he can just jump in on someone like the Bane or the Zeus, stun them, and do a fair bit of damage if he has the items for it. And that's where having him as an additional core, he can jump in, burst somebody down, and then Matumba Man can
Dire
follow up.
structures are fortified.
We'll see if they can make it work. Resolution getting caught again, but this time he's got backup. Snowball quickly released and sent forward, but the Phoenix Egg, they're waiting. They don't manage to find another catch. Oh, there you go. They got him with the chains. Bloodstone deny. Well played by Resolution, but look who's ratting bottom. It's Silent. And they may try to cancel some TPs here on the way out.
This is very reminiscent of game number 2 with Empire, or pardon me, that series number 1 where Empire just keeps splitting the map. This is pretty impressive. I mean, for ASC, they're finding pickoffs, but they can't get objectives here at LD. These tier 2 towers still very healthy. It's just little pickoffs here and there. They're not really winning convincing team fights. Double Battle Fury, though, on Matumba Man. He is getting to this point where the Ember Spirit is a force to be reckoned with.
Guess they feel he's the PL counter. We'll test that hypothesis soon enough.
Yeah. Look at the gold graph, though. It's Empire that's just slowly digging their way back after this gold deficit. We're close to zeroed out. They're splitting the map very nicely.
Kill-wise, it's a very even game. Oh, Tusk almost finding a jump here on Boogie. Tower-wise, 2-tower advantage for Empire, so it's still 4 anchors with a slight lead if you imagine all the outer towers are gone. Or sorry, it's a 1-tower advantage, actually. So, it's an even game.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see who's going to take it eventually. I still think Zeus is one of the very strongest late-game heroes, even though he had a terrible start.
Yeah.
If he can cobble together those next 2 big items, get Fresher +1,
Yeah.
I find the vision he gives you from the ulti just makes it very hard to get an ambush and have a good start to a fight.
And it's a way to break that Blink Dagger on the Wraith King before fights even start. We'll see Trixie get initiated on here. He will use his Glimmer Cape. It's Resolution that's actually going to fall. He gets off the ulti before he goes down, but Nemphy BKBs. Trixie for Resolution, but there's the feed script. Nothing Nemphy can do about it. Goes right through that BKB, and they cut him down. It's an unstoppable streak ended for the PL, and now Silent happily takes the crown as number 1 on the net worth chart.
Oh, that was greedy. Tower's still at bottom, and they're just running as 2, and it's not really a great ganking duo. It's Phoenix, Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
They have no reliable stun. They have no instant kill potential. And they're committing on Zeus, who frankly just feels like he's been killed enough this game. Leave the core guy alone, but yeah, that was a bit risky by 4 anchors, and Empire able to punish it.
That's a full Scotty now on PL after that streak ended.
All right,
So
we're
they get a
getting
lot.
there. It's going to be up to Ember to deal with these illusions. Nobody else can really do it.
Now, LD, I don't want to confuse you here, but there is an item we need to talk about on the right. Wait, who's picking it up? Somebody's working on that damn Lotus Orb again. Who's got it?
Us?
I think it's Tusk. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking at. Yep, he's got the Perseverance on the Courier. He might actually
So
have
what
it
does he
completed.
recast this game? The Wraith King stun? Is that it? Poison Touch?
Yep, Poison Touch.
What actives do they have that they would cast?
I don't think Searing Chains does
They have no
anything.
Force Staff? I don't know if it actually recast that. I have to check.
Force Staff is a weird one. Yeah, there's no hexes, no... This does not strike me as a Lotus Orb game.
Maybe, like you said, maybe teams are valuing it much more for the purge factor and less for the recasting.
Yeah, it's a little more expensive than the Diffusal, but it's not charge-based, so eventually you run out of charges on the Diffusal. That is one of the key differences in terms of the
So it does recast Force Staff.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, what else could
It
Tusk
doesn't
not-
recast Urn of Shadows or Medallion or Solar Crest.
Okay. I mean, I feel like that plate mail, he could have gone into a Shiva's, a really good item this go around. 4 anchors moving to the Roche pit. It gets scouted by the Zeus ult. We'll see if Empire can make the rotations to get here in time.
They have Song, but Aloha Dance isn't there just yet. He might be too late for this. Roche is gonna fall.
Oh boy, it's going down. There's nothing they can do about it. No Fear goes in onto Volix, but Roche falls. There we go. Aegis onto the Shadow Fiend.
And now they're on the hub.
My second Roche going the way of the Dire. This time Empire were at least suspicious, but just couldn't rotate fast enough. Like Naga will go utility based again here. The Solar Crest already has the evasion piece.
I'm just running through the items in the inventories. I'm not seeing much that Lotus Orb actually does.
Yeah.
Even what does it purge? Like just the or dispel, I should say. Got to keep my terminology.
I guess
like, stun.
Yeah, like the tapering slow on the Raving Stun, Searing Chains.
Does it remove?
I don't think so. Weave is one of those
I don't think
weird ones.
Purge it.
Weave is special. I don't think it's
watch out for Nymphy. He's going in, but Aloha Dance has the song.
Ooh.
Quick TP away.
Remember, he's got the song, so he cancels his TP. Are they going to set up here? No, he just runs. Okay. Chooses not to TP. There we go.
An item that will be big is the upgraded Shadow Blade. Silver Edge coming. If you get that on the PL, who is not normally a BKB carrier, disables Phantom Rush and Juxtapose, completely neuters the hero. So that is a potentially gigantic pickup. See what the Lotus Orb can do, though.
I guess
come online.
No, Lotus Orb does not reflect the or not recast the Silver Edge debuff. Don't think. That's another weird one. It is not
listed.
Okay, I wouldn't think it would.
No, because it's like you cast it, it gives you a special property, then you hit them. You don't like cast it.
It's not an actual standalone spell. Yeah,
it generally only recast the things that are targeted with a very small list of exceptions.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so Silver Edge, a big pickup here. Any other pass that will disable? It also gets rid of Static Field, which is one of the big things that allows Zeus to scale towards the late game.
Pretty potent spell to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now Aloha Dance jumped on by Boogie, and long range Searing Chains will connect. There you go, Lotus Orb coming in handy. It dispels the chains right away, and Naga lives.
Yeah, it does remove chains. That and the Wraithbane Stun are probably the only two real things that remove that are relevant anyway.
Yeah, I think so. It probably gets rid of the fire spirits, but man, it's not. All right, any other passives here that get taken out? I think that's it. Ults, get a little bit of intel
Fire
here.
Spirits isn't active, right?
Well, like when it hits you, then you get the debuff. To like attack
it removes the
It removes the debuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, pretty minor. I guess that could make it or break it if you're chasing down the egg. We'll see Matumba Man. Caught by a Fiend's Grip. That's a nice pickoff here. It's PL. He's just pressuring into the base. He's pushing back. Trix almost gets a solo kill.
Who's going to defend? Are there TPs available? Boogie does not have one. Nymphy does not have one. Valix does, but Valix can't really stop this alone. That's a lot of tower damage to be giving up.
That's free tier 3 damage, and he's still not done yet. They're all going to rotate bottom, and all the while the rest of Empire split pushing top. They're just picking 4ASC apart. Ember does have a buyback. Certainly does not want to use it, though, unless he absolutely has to.
Silence has Manta here. He's going to Lance Nymphy as he jumps back the Doppelganger Nymphy. Looking to engage. They do get off the stun. They can Silver Edge remove his passives and then chase him on out. Boogie in pursuit. Silent is not with his team. He's like, they're pushing the top lane, and Silent isn't even dead just yet. Now a Phoenix egg forced out, but Silent going to hack aside. Only the main hero affects this. Don't know if he can even kill it. Oftentimes the main hero, he doesn't have that much attack speed. There's the stun. They need more follow-up. They also got to deal with the top lane. He's still surviving. The Grave comes out. Somebody kill that Sprig, and Venom Lance already finally goes down. The tower top brought to about half HP. Okay. Tower bottom almost dead in deny range.
I think that's pretty damn good. You trade your PL for basically a tier 3 tower and then some change worth of
and
HP.
The Ember Bar.
And a buyback. That is huge. Wow. Punishing 4ASC for not having TPs at the ready. Okay. Well, this game getting more and more interesting, LD. 40 minutes in, 21-21. The gold graph is actually zeroed out at the moment. This is one of the most even games that we've seen so far, and I think all of the Esportal finals. Still anyone's for the taking. We'll take a look at just overall inventories here to see progression. Full Daedalus on the Shadow Fiend to go with Silver Edge, and now the Ember Spirit closing in on his. He's got the Crystallis already and another 1,000 gold. They will go up onto Resolution. Whoo! Blinks back just in the nick of time. Radiant side, Bane now with a Glimmer Cape. PL. Do you have any? About 3k gold after the Scotty. And Zeus. Well, now he's got an ultimate orb, so we'll see what that turns into. Either a Scythe or Lincoln's for him. I would imagine the latter, given how much he's been picked on this game, but Scythe could also be very powerful here. get a D ward here, but it was just about to die now.
Well, overall, strategically, game looks pretty good right now for Team Empire. They seem to have the split push advantage. Even though they've been giving up a kill here or there, the map control is slightly going their way, but they do have to be careful. That one hasn't picked up a new item in a while. That's the one concern. He may get caught bottom. They go.
Oh, Nymphy channeling the ulti. Silent. He will doppelganger, but not going to be enough. He will get finished off by the Shadow Fiend. Nice pick off there for 4ASC.
They're just going to keep on pushing top here. They don't want to come back.
Nymphy has no TP. Let's see. Trixie does. It looks like everyone else does. Matumba Man. Wraith
With
King,
no kill and no Shadow Fiend, I feel like they should be able to hold this 4v4.
Yeah. So
they're not going to go for it. So tier 2 and a PL kill for nothing.
Okay, well, they're happy to get Matumba back in the base, but the rest of 4ASC, they're going to press forward here.
They want to force the PL buyback. There you go. He buys back and they commit top.
They instantly just
Does he
back
have
off.
BOTs? No, he's just going to walk out and defend bottom.
Oh my. Perfectly done by 4ASC, though. That's exactly the way you want to force the buyback and just not give him anything to recover with. Aloha Dance, Song of the Siren. Will TP home back to safety.
And now it's a level 3 Naga ult, so they can just keep on ratting here, use Song to hold heroes in place, go to work with the PL on the other side of the map, or just zone the enemy team back. This could be one of those games where Empire win without getting any more hero kills.
Yeah, I think you're right. Splitting up the forces of 4ASC, that'll be the way to do it. They need to prioritize finishing off this tier 2 in the mid, though. That is one access point for the anchors to get towards Roche, and of course keeps their mid lane safe, makes ratting more difficult in general. Maybe something they'll need to group up for. Next, Roshan, still a ways off. That timer looks like here in about a minute and a half. Reckon things will settle down a little bit. Next Aegis will be a focal point of this game, no doubt, as Zeus actually did commit to the scythe. So more control going the way of Empire.
Oh,
Nope.
not actually going up.
Pump fake, just playing with their speakers here. Thanks, buddy.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah,
is
BOTs
under
seem to be
attack.
on the agenda here for 4 anchors, just to keep vision out, or rather the lanes out, have an answer to the split push. They are trying to make a go here on Silent. Requiem is ready. This could be big. It's almost directly on top of him, brings him down to about half HP off the bat, and now they start to go to work there, but he's able to Manta, looks to turn it away. They throw the Lotus Orb on him, but Boogie just runs him down with auto attacks, almost finish him off with the Sleight of Fist. Another Phantom rush backwards, or rather doppelganger backwards. He will end up surviving on about 90
Dire's middle tower is
HP.
under
Makes
attack.
it out. That was a close call.
Well, guess you could call it space created, but rolling the dice on that one does force a lot of the attention from the 4 anchors, though, and the rest of Empire kind of trying to push the top lane. Guess Naga can do it with her less than scary illusions. But that was still 4 heroes focused on the PL. Turning into somewhat of a stalemate here, both sides. We're getting to that point where if one team loses a team fight, the other can really do a lot of damage to their structures. So
Buybacks become important. Only
Yeah.
3 in the game right now, and none of the most farmed heroes. It is a tenuous game right now. We're even going to see a Maelstrom picked up by an Nymphy. More AoE being attempted here.
there's already a full Mjolnir on the Wraith King, so they're really prioritizing just more AoE magic damage to deal with illusion. I think it's the right approach. You can either go for shields or you can go for the Mjolnirs, and both of them are pretty effective. The key difference is one's more random and dependent on you taking damage, and the other you can control in a more bursty manner. So
Boogie is out in the
Dire's
jungle.
top
He's got the
tower
gem
is
carrier.
under
Aloha
attack.
Dance can find him here with the net. Is there any sort of follow-up? Resolution moving in. Bolts him initially. I think
Gem
not
on
trying to
gem.
commit too much, though. Now the song. Aloha Dance just stalling for the PL bottom. But Resolution gets caught up by chains. He holds the TP. The stun almost gets him. Boogie just a second late.
hey,
You know, they're happy to use the song even when it's just for a small engagement like that. And then PL gets to push a wave or 2 extra. And by the time the enemy team clears out that lane, Empire will have the song again. So they're playing the long game here at this point.
yep, just looking for any chip damage they can do to the base. PL will be put with, though, now no fear. Self the Lotus Orb, and we'll head to see. Cleanse off those fiery spirits. Always want to fly. He's just playing in the jungle here. He's eating a sandwich and waiting for somebody to walk by. He'll finally venture out. Couldn't quite find that opening he was hoping for. Now they're going on to Boogie up top. They being Resolution by himself. Now the snowball just interrupt the TP out from Boogie. This should be a dead Wraith King. The rest of his teammates can't quite get here fast enough. Unless they can get to this cart, they TP in. In comes Always Want to Fly. Boogie now stuck inside. That was actually Silent on his way up. So Easy pick off there. The Wraith King LD has a Skull Basher, so he actually is transitioning into that right clicker that can be pretty scary.
He needs a lot more if he wants to be man moding around. They just have so much control. He has no BKB.
He's getting there.
Without a BKB, he's going to be kited all game. Once he gets one, maybe, but he is getting there. It's just very slowly.
Yeah, he's missed out that crit as well. It's definitely a sign that he does want to do some chop. Roche coming up in less than a minute here, close to the max timer. I don't know if that really favors one team over the other, but both teams hovering around the pit.
People will have close to a buyback by that point. Pick up the talisman, so it looks like Butterfly will be the next choice.
I guess it's an advantage for 4AFC given that the Wraith King is dead now, so that will open up a window for Empire to go in and try and take it.
Yeah, at this point it's definitely better for them.
Outside of that, just sort of a wash, and Cheese...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Cheese being pinged. Was Cheese sitting? Huh? Just says Cheese dropped here. Was pinged... Oh, I guess the Phoenix had one? What was that? Oh,
I didn't see Cheese.
That's weird. Weird things are happening.
Oh, yeah.
So, it is the Radiant that go into Roche. We look at Dire Vision. They don't have firm intel, but they've got this ward here. So they know they walked into the pit.
They've got the Wraith ulti. This is a great place for an egg to go down, and he's going to jump in off the bat. Song's there. Trixie prevented from getting off the egg. Can they finish the Roche in time? Shadow Fiend's going to work. There's the Red Moon. Where's the egg? Supernova. Come on, Trixie. Get it off the Aegis. Does go to the PL. Radiant gets the last hit. They need a big fight. The Supernova could provide it on the high ground, doing heavy work. Resolution retreating out. Silent wants to go back in here. Off crashes the Supernova. Still alive is Boogie. He never even died the first time in the pit. Boogie gets silent. Aegis pop. They can crack him again. And up on the high ground is No Fear, not really offering a whole lot to his team right now. They want to bring down the PL. Oh, he doesn't make the clip. Silent is screwed now.
No Fear comes back in though. They bring down the Dazzle. Silent, can we do some more damage here? They'll get the kill on Boogie, but he ends up falling. Now the snowball from Tuss is buying himself a little bit of time, and I think there is no exit strategy there. A 2 for 4.
With an Aegis also down. That's a 2 for 5 effectively.
Gosh.
And with that, 4 anchors back in the driver's seat. God, they are good around the pit. Song got used. Didn't get used. Shadow Fiend BKB'd first. The Wraith King was already in the middle of the pit. I didn't see what happened with the weave, but I'm guessing he got at least a decent one off, given that they're all like grouped up in the pit.
Oh no, PL's buyback is still on cooldown for 20 seconds. There's only 3 heroes up, so very limited damage they can do. They should be able to hold without it, but does present kind of a scary window, and Feeble comes out onto Nymphy. Much needed to try and keep this tower alive a little bit longer.
That Mask of Madness, man. Come on, Nymphy.
Under attack.
Doesn't want to tank the tower while he's using.
Okay, so PL up, well, potential to buy back in just a couple seconds here. They will retreat.
PL really does need the Butterfly now. Ember Spirit's Daedalus complete. He just shreds illusion.
He does have the evasion, 3,500 gold, not that far away from the Butterfly, but at this point, going for buyback becomes very important. Alright, so looking at the graph, the anchors, a very minor gold lead. Experience up about 12k. It's a disparity. They've got a level 25 Shadow Fiend and a 24 Ember Spirit, but all things considered, the graph's not telling that great of a story here. At this point, it's all about execution, initiation, who gets the jump, who has better movements around the map. With a PL Naga, split push is always scary, no matter how far behind or ahead you are.
Yeah, the lanes are getting shoved out now, though, after that Roche fight, where they were once like all on the side of 4 anchors, deep in their own territory. Empire, a little bit of map control. They do pin a grip on Nymphy, trying to burst him out. Boogie could interrupt this one, but he's got to be quick about it. Nymphy turns, just goes in with the BKB, the Mjolnir buff applied to him. Can they cancel this TP? You betcha! And now he goes for the Requiem, and he will get it off. Nymphy looks slated to fall, and now the Song keeping him alive a bit longer. Nymphy may make his way out. He pops finally, but the Death Requiem does heavy damage. On the run is always Butterfly, whereas that stun from the Wraith King doesn't find it, didn't have the vision to guess. Make his way out. PL frantically scrambles down mid, but this could be the opportunity to push tier 2.
Yeah, and that was the Radiant as well. Naga was the M carrier, so she loses it. A very odd little fight there. I feel like if Naga didn't song, she sung because she was going to die to the Ember Spirit, and the Flame Guard almost just ticked her down. So that kept her alive, but then ended up dying to the Shadow Fiend Death Requiem.
Radiant's top tower has
Sort of just a strange engagement.
It gave 4 anchors time for the rest of the team to get there, besides the in that sense, not the ideal way to play. Oh, Matama Man will get hexed. Fiend's Grip not available, though, and with that, he's going to go for round 2. Another jump through. The Lances. It's going to follow him, but shots way the hell back. Trixie left alone. Trixie will be the sacrificial bird.
Okay.
Be cooked Phoenix for dinner.
Yeah. Now Empire are running into this problem where the PL is all of their damage. So Silent can either come to team fights and kill heroes or split push, but they can't really win these 4v5s while Silent split pushes. They just don't have enough damage to kill these.
Maybe they do now. At least as a refresher. That's a pretty big boost in damage for the team.
And now he has double hex, which is also a huge deal.
Now whether or not he's going to be in position for the fights remains to be seen. No BOTs. I think at this point you really do want the BOTs because, sure, the Zeus ult's nice, but a lot of his damage, in fact, perhaps even more at this point, comes from the static field. The double hex you mentioned is important, and the bolt spamming, so...
Well, Silent does invest in his butterfly, now lacking the gold for buyback, short by about 600. Scary times for Empire. They may just want to be a little bit more cautious until Silent gets that gold. A long time before Roche comes back. Not something either team can reliably count on at this point.
They're
now,
just 5-manning down mid. They smoked.
Shadow Fiend almost has an MKB, has the gold for it, but needs to buy back.
This is not the time to be buying a big item when the lane's pushing in against you. Bogey will be lanced initially, blinks back half an inch, Aloha Dance gonna go in.
Baiting with
do you
Silent.
really want to commit on the Wraith King, though? That's the question. Apparently they do. They are burning on the mana, though, but he gets braved up. He gets a bit of mana from his team, and maybe able to retreat in the end. The Rectum used to zone Empire out. Zeus ult number 1. Pops the Wraith King ult, but he did get it off in the end. Now the Phoenix swooping through. They've got a second life on the Wraith King. The ult's up in 60. That, I think, given that refresher... Actually, that was a double Zeus ult.
Oh, he double ulted for that. Okay, yeah, now they want to back out.
Did he double, or did he, like, accidentally refresh and then ult? I'm not sure. I only saw one.
I'm actually not sure. I only saw one, too.
Maybe I'm just tired.
No, I only counted one. Maybe it was on cooldown. Could have been a misclick. It's hard to say. I wasn't looking at the Zeus, but... Yeah, Wraith King, not your ideal target. The Grave actually almost had him die without the reincarnation there because it gave him that extra threshold of PL illusions to keep burning more of his mana after he got manned up by the team. Good coordination there to make sure he had the mana necessary. Again, always want to fly in the tree line here, just hoping somebody will walk by into Fiend's grip range. Cute little spot. That's kind of funky, but it's cute.
I think he did accidentally... Well, I'm reading the combat log. I think he accidentally used the refresher.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, not really a huge deal. Empire are pushing top, though, Andrew. Remember, these racks were... Or rather, these towers were brought very low earlier. Matumba Man will be there to force them back.
Wraith King does have a buyback here. PL split pushing bottom lane while all this is going on. So they've got a little window here. Tier 3 tower falls to the Wrath of the Naga. Mid Trixie tries to push that lane out. So they will commit to some split pushing here. Blink Dagger now on the Bane. Coming in on the Courier right now. A lot of mobility tools on him. How will 4ASC handle this? And will need to buy back on the Wraith King. They're just going to keep playing ping pong back and forth. Got the luxury of Matumba Man who can just one-shot Grape Waves.
I like the spread. PL bottom, and if too many heroes top to defend, he's Song, and PL will just take the rack spot up.
Yeah.
And if you don't come top, then they might take it there. It's a really tough situation as PL begins to go to war. Illusion stacking up. Matumba Man's going to try to deal with them, quickly clear out the illusion. But guess what? There's a new army. Right back onto you, Matumba Man, as they ping-pong between the lanes. Empire just pulling them apart.
Yeah, Wraith King's still down for 10 seconds on that threshold where you absolutely do not want to buy back. They're going to try to get the ranged barracks up top, getting reasonably low. PL still proving to be a very irritating distraction. Matumba Man pushing him back, but can't ultimately repel.
I don't see how you hold this. If you go top, you get thonged, and if you go bottom, well, then they're going to take top. They do try to go on top.
No, Matumba Man's going to die here. The ult from Zeus comes out. Silent is just too big. Now he gets in on the Boogie. He doesn't have the mana. The Wraith King dies. Back from the Ember. The Wraith King has one, but on the other side of the fight, Nymphy in some trouble. The Supernova won't do too much.
He's got the rack bottom nearly. They do glyph finally. It's down to 40 HP, though. Even if he does, he should be able to get it. Just one more auto attack sound. That's all you need. He gets bad, and he almost goes down. He tries to jump.
And on the other side, Nymphy gets snowballed. He could go down here as well. The Grey just in the nick of time. No fear, may get left behind. He's trying to make it out. He will get Glimmer caped. And the Sunray.
1.5 racks, Andrew, or 1.5 lanes, I should say. There's no fear in the end, but they've got buyback on both heroes, and
So
poor
worth
anchors
it.
are so bottled up. That was just a masterful siege by Empire. And eventually it came to fruition. You try to go bottom, you send 2 heroes there. The Song comes out top, and by the time they set the 2 bottom, damage was already done. The rest couldn't help. It took them forever to kill the PL. He took the racks, and then they just reset. and go back on the top and finish the range action.
That has got to be one of the most frustrating things to deal with as a competitive player.
This is why teams love support Naga, just for that level 3 ultimate. Like, when you get to this point in the game, she's so broken.
Yeah.
Well, it's not broken, then just really hard to deal with. Broken is not the right word.
Yeah, very. It's a little bit broken, but it's good. There should be a few broken things in the context of not having counters.
That's the thing. It looks broken now, but it's not like she starts with this ability at level.
We're 60 minutes in nearly, so it makes some sense. Speaking of Naga, she's in some trouble here. Matoma Man will chase her down. Nymphy on the way. This Glimmer Cape, though, is such a short cooldown. The mana cost not an issue for Naga at this point.
They don't want to use these buybacks. They will find a low and you're soft.
This is space creation, though. Look up top. They're just ready to push in with this creep wave.
Is it? Resolution. Might be in trouble.
They go in. Tracy gets pretty low, gets hexed up. Shallow Grave comes out. Main nearby. Feed script onto Volix. Instead, you can't grave yourself. Just barely lived. The next ult from Zeus, 10 HP. In comes Resolution. He'll finish him off now. The backside. Always want to fly. Will Glimmer Cape away. Nymphy swagging his way across. Once Resolution. Hex onto Boogie. Resolution will not TP out. Nymphy gets a lucky series of crits there.
But no objectives. As Phoenix will supernova. There's a blink back from Always Want to Fly, who's trying to brain sap him to finish him off. DP's out, but they didn't get racks. Zeus is dead, but PL's up, and PL overall is the more important hero for the base defense. He also gets BOTs now. He can threaten for just a rush. And at that point, 4 anchors maybe have TPs cancel and have to choose between going all in or running back. And
important to note in that really long siege where the Dire side lost 2 lanes of barracks, they had to burn 2 buybacks and still didn't make the hold. Both the Ember Spirit and the Wraith King have buybacks on cooldown right now, so they need to be rather cautious about how they go about this. Dire Courier getting picked off, had a javelin on it, so not the big loss, but now no feed in the mid lane. Get caught just a bit too far forward.
Meanwhile, and Navi, though, slaps. They don't have grip.
No grip, no one else nearby.
PL is coming.
Okay, Always Want to Fly. We'll just Glimmer Cape, try to buy some time. Nymphy, BOTs available, moves into the tree line. They're not going to find
sleep, but yeah, they won't find it.
Okay.
Well, a couple nice pickoffs there for 4 anchors, but again, not converting them into objectives, not taking racks. And it's a very even game. At this point, it comes mostly down to pure objectives. It just buybacks and lanes of rack. Those are the 3 key pieces for both teams, and I would say strategically, Empire have the edge, the better scouting from the Zulti, the better split push from the PA, and the Song of the Siren. But you never know, Andrew. Takes one lucky Ember crit, and they everything.
Yeah, or a couple of Shadow Fiend crits, as Resolution would probably say.
Combo Man's also almost got his MP here. It's big against the butterfly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you make it up top.
Up top, Fiend's Grip from the tree line. Shadow.
No mana.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate. Now, Roche under assault. Zeus does ult, they see it, but at this point, Roche just falls so quickly that there's no hope of trying to contest. So it just looks like it'll go to Boogie as he's their frontliner now, and Cheese will get picked up by somebody. Or
Empire pushing in top. It would be nice to get this melee rack, so they don't have to commit. Got illusion gone. Ember is just, he's a lawnmower.
Yeah.
He's got his MKB now. Very, very strong, but a little squishy.
Yeah. Now, here we go. Trixie initiated on. We're staffed to the low ground. He'll be okay for now. Sunray to try and fly up to the high ground, and he will.
Glimmer. At long last, the Wraith BKB. Here's his ugly head.
Naga also has a Lincoln Sphere, something else we haven't made mention of, but really beefing up here.
Yeah, they have the Lincoln Lotus duo.
Yeah, as we talked about.
The block reflect power.
Yeah, or recast. It's pretty crazy, actually. Oh, speaking of crazy, Silent in some trouble. He's all by his lonesome. And he creates some space here, though. He's pulled 3 heroes deep into the mid lane. The rest of his team will head up to try and finish up this melee barracks, but they can't get a creep.
Ember gets one sleight of fist on the wave, and it's just dead. So maybe that's the plan here for 4 anchors. Just let Ember play base defense. He can hold at least 1 or 2, probably 2 lanes on his own.
Oh, for sure.
And then the others can just go around fighting, looking for pickoffs. Speaking of which, they find No Fear bottom, being chunked down by the Shadow Fiend, can snowball in, and right into Requiem. No, it's missed time bit.
Nymphy
coming through.
Really low here. Silent comes in. He gets hexed right away, but he's still alive. They can kill the Shadow Fiend. That would be huge. He goes in onto Volix. Nymphy trying to TP out with the BKB. He will live. Now Matoma Man TP's in right into the danger zone. That'll be the Phoenix Egg. Silent tanking it for now. We'll just simple gang back. A couple of frame drops here as the supernova goes off.
They finally found their opening. They're gonna get the melee rack. So if this Aloha Dan can zone everyone back with Assault, or maybe he just goes for the Nymphy kill as they get off the Fiend script. They're gonna hold Balix in position. This could be Tero's dead. Time to check the 5. for the Tyrant. Only the Shadow Fiend is when he's down. Alex, if he won't be available to come back. 100 seconds in the sideline. You gotta blow it now. PL could buy back. Maybe they don't. Maybe they just let 2 lanes of X fall for free. If he doesn't buy back and get something done, Empire gonna go down mid with still a PL buyback, a Zeus buyback, a Naga buyback. Everybody and their mother is gonna have one.
Yeah, Empire really starting to get a lot of control. The graph's completely useless at this point, not telling this story. Other than that, it's been very even so far. 2 lanes barracks down. Empire can just keep slowly whittling their way forward. The amount of HP on this tier 3 tower mid is finite reef that is being chopped away by these Naga illusions. Little bits of chip damage, but 4ASC can only hold on for so long. At some point, the onus is on them to get out of base and make a play happen, which is much easier said than done. Boogie, whoa, daddy, he's got the Aegis getting a little aggressive outside of the base. You always want to fly. Puts him in the nightmare sleepy time. Freddy Krueger's a coming. Now the grave comes out, a little hot dance. Onto the siren. Matumba Man says, oh, biscuits.
Where you going? The
Oh. Well, and annoying. Oh, okay. Wraith King, he'll lose his ultimate.
Dude, ult for a Wraith King ult.
Not the best. 2 minutes left.
They can afford to mess around a little bit now.
Yep.
This requires Empire mistakes. That's the only way that 4 anchors can win it at this point. Major mistakes from Team Empire.
Yeah.
They, Andrew, I gotta say, they're showing a very different style from what we're accustomed to seeing. We don't see this team rely on Rat Dota very often, but
yeah.
It's kind of scary that Empire, normally known for their up-tempo mid-game, is showing, yeah, we can play slow, steady, and go late. And
Yeah.
we can outplay you late.
Showing their versatility, and I think it's also showing just the power of 4AS that they are able to force Empire into these. Well, if we want to win, we just got to rat because we can't take a straight 5v5.
There's no song for 5 seconds. Siege begins.
There's a glyph, though. Right in onto Silent. Boogie starts things off. Silent getting low, but will be able to survive the duration of it. Now No Fear goes in. A couple of selected passes, and he falls.
Doesn't have a buyback, actually. It's kind of big. The Sigil's flying high the entire time. Now they get up the backstab. From Boys want to fly. Big plays by him. But Supernova comes through. Is that an ag in him, Supernova? I think he might have pulled him into it. Gonna go off now for Trixie. No, it's not an ag. Okay. Not seeing things properly here, but they'll continue the siege. Boogie backing off a bit. He does have a reincarnation and an aid. Plenty of extra. So away, but I'm a man up the TP up. Now the Lance coming forward. Nemphy will be forced back a little bit further. He's going to Shadow Blade his way out, or rather, Silver Edge his way out. They are held off in the end. They don't get the racks. And Boogie will die another time. Additional death for him. Always want to fly. Still chasing. Has a sleep available. Yep, there's the Nightmare. And he can find Valix. Got him.
There we go. Now Valix is definitely going to die. Great hold for Empire. Wraith King actually didn't have enough mana for that first death, so he used the Aegis. Valix himself a little bit of time and ends up going down. Divine Rapier. That's it. Hail Mary time for the 4 anchors. And it's on the Ember Spirit, I believe, or no, Shadow Fiend bought it. Okay, so Ember Spirit, he wants one as well. He's got a Demon Edge and 2,200 gold. Double Rapier could actually come out here. That's
bottom lane's pushing in. Heroes are starting to plow down mid. Do they go for this?
not the Teddy's effigy. Oh, you. I like Trixie's effigy. It's one of my favorites. Oh, here we go. Octarine on Zeus. This is where things get scary. Now the ultimate, much shorter cooldown. Yeah, very tanky, much shorter cooldown. We can't forget it reduces the cooldown on the refresh, which is huge.
Shadow Fiend bought his Mask of Madness. What did he get rid of? Oh, the Silver Edge.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. That's as glass cannon as it gets.
Yeah. They're pretty all in at this point on this Shadow Fiend. I think it's the right call, though. At this point, you've got to do something crazy. You're just getting picked apart. You can't just play defensive. They tried the aggressive play. They got completely stopped.
They have a blink grip ready, and he's glimmering his way in. Always want to play looking for the decisive blow. They start off with a Hex. If that grip hits Nemphy, he's done for. He's already forced back. He BKBs, but the shits keep him away. And quickly dealt with the Ember as well as the Phoenix. And the buyback off the bat. Always want to fly on the retreat out. Blink dodges that last tower shot. Beautiful play from the Bane. Will end up surviving. Now the song, the finishing blow as they'll look to work on these racks. He's got to aim himself a bit farther back. Oh, Rack, maybe not over just yet. Silent, the only remaining with buyback on her, and he's being forced back. Have lost the Bane for 80 seconds. Shadow Fiend did hold on to his Rapier in the end. Silent kept alive for now. No, he ends up going down. 100 seconds dead. Now the Supernova coming out. Everybody else kind of frantically scanning. No Fear to the north. Resolution to the west, as well as the Naga heading south. Aloha Dance blinks away, but they can't get rid of the Tusk who ends up falling. Oh, they're still in this, barely. They have yet to claim a single lane of racks. Their mid's exposed. They're in danger of getting mega creeped. But 4 anchors look to go down mid.
All right, they burned 2 buybacks. They used their
lost
glyph.
2,500 gold,
But they're
still in it.
Okay. So, Tusk, the only one without buyback right now that's dead on the Radiant.
Oh, they're
Both
looking
Bane
for the Ember here. They've got
and
a
people.
double hex. Actually, no, single hex only. But here comes... No,
Oh my
hex
god, damage is just so much. Matumba Man could die here, and if he does, this game gets a lot more difficult. Aloha Dance, he's got the ensnare. Matumba Man with a flame guard, but it's not enough. He's dead in the grave for 2 minutes.
Maybe worth it. They get one. Aloha Dance forced to song him back towards the enemy well. Hey, Zeus. Yeah, I think that's okay. Your Ember is out of the game for 2 minutes, though, but...
Yeah, Trixie still pushing mid.
Actually,
They're pinging the
that
barracks.
might be long enough to go straight down mid. Well, like you said, Trixie's got other ideas. He's the one going down mid. Valk's gonna force that back. Uh-oh. This might be an overextension by 4 anchors. There's the Hex. Trixie gonna start sunraying his way out. Malix doesn't have any options. No TP. He's done for. It's gripped. Kind of fortunate for him that the Bane just commits the grip there. At least gets it off the table. Everyone will be up in 15. They're gonna have about 80 seconds before Ember respawns. No buyback. Yep. 80 seconds to go down mid, take mega creeps, or just flat out win the game.
That is a pretty big window. The dieback for Ember is just such a long death timer. And PL, they just have so much on the side of Empire. They have buybacks now. They've got everyone up. They basically have everything except the Fiend's Grip and the Refresher. But hey, that baby's coming
PL,
up in 10.
If they can maybe get Island.
MP pops his BKB. He'll just try to TP him with the Rapier. Wants to be very
He's
careful.
not even going to have it for the fight mid. 50 seconds with no BKB. It's around the time when the Ember respawns when that will become available. Is there a glyph? Is there anything else here? 4 anchors. Oh god, they need something big. They need some miraculous plays because this Andrew does not look good.
Without a glyph, this feels nigh impossible. Empire could just go straight for the structures, and even if they get wiped, it could be the play. The Ember Spirit's dead for 40 seconds. They'll put the sleep onto Boogie to get things started. The ensnare, they want to go in on him. The egg used maybe a little bit prematurely. Song the Siren, they focus down the egg. Phoenix down in the grave for 2 minutes.
Oh, this looks to be the edge. 4 anchors. There's your upper from No Fear. Boogie tries to hang on. He'll slow them down once, but GG is called. 4 anchors, a valiant effort. But in the end, will be 2-0 here by Empire.
God, it's a 2-0, but it didn't feel like one. 2 very long games, very back and forth, and man, Empire showing us the power of having Yoku with them, and 4ASC showing us that they are a team to keep an eye on, and boy, they give Empire a run for their money in that series. Does not feel like a 2-0 by any means.